Move along.
Close up a fraction
Give
more.
them room. Move along. Move along. I've got some room. Move along. Move along. That's it.
Yeah, that way.
They can go first.
Yeah.
No, they're going first. They're going first.
Alex.
Yeah, good.
Well, I was also going to say, is that right?
Yeah.
I was also going to say that you're on the side.
Yeah. That's right.
G'day, go on, there you go.
Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to the 2023 North-South Gate. Just in the case of emergency, you'll see where the fire exits are, you know where the toilets are. If we've got a bit late, the managers and myself go first. We're getting a bit slower, aren't we, Nigel? Anyway.
Speak for yourself.
What was that?
Speak for yourself.
So I'll ask Liz Morrow, who's the North Island manager, to introduce your team, please, Liz.
I was just thinking if you stand forward, I need to get out of your road.
Like that? Is that? So
Yep.
you practice that? Okay.
So you're right now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Right, ladies singles, Annalise Baker, Waikato. Ladies pairs, East Moffat, North Wellington, Maria Tuff, Upper Hutt Valley.
I always say it right, but I never.
Ladies triples, Linda McCurdy, Candice Andrews, Waikato. Ladies fours, Shelley Jacob, Hutt Valley, Clarkson, Hutt Valley, Rochelle Cameron, County, and Lisa Gould, Upper Hutt Valley. And the men's singles, Marcus Trillin, Hutt Valley. The men's pairs, Alex Reid, Matthew Farquhar, Waikato. The men's triples, Paul Smith, Tauranga, Tim Veal, and Nathan Troll, Auckland. And men's fours, Sean Blackburn, Waikato, Paul Wright, Auckland, Ali Wilson, North Taranaki, and Matthew Foster, Poverty Bay. And we have got our four reserves here, Georgia Fisher, Misha White, Auckland, and Wayne Baker, Waikato, and Jordan Keane, Hutt Valley.
Thank you. I'll ask Nigel Warnes, South Island manager, to introduce your team, please, Nigel.
Okay then. Ladies singles, Kiri Tatamaki from Otago. Ladies pairs, Skip Katrina Whelans, Ashburton, lead Wanda Peters, Canterbury. I know. Triples, Skip Alana Moffat, South Otago, Christine Langley 2, Southland, lead Jan Lowe, Southland. Ladies fours, Skip Kylie Gould, Canterbury, 3, Suzanne Mackey, Southland, 2, Jane Winteringham, South Otago, lead, oh God, I can't, Rowena, that's it, Rowena McKenzie from Ashburton. And our two lady reserves are Janelle Lockyer, South Canterbury, and Tracy Ventura, Otago. Men's team, Daniel French, Otago, singles. Pairs, Skip, Gary Lowe, Southland, lead, Graham Lowe, Southland. Triples, Skip, Brandon Williams, Otago, 2, and one of our co-captains, Hayden Warnes, Golden Bay Motorwaker, lead, Matt Bassett, Ashburton. Fours, Skip, Simon, Ashburton, 3, and another one of our co-captains, Michael Lawson, Ashburton. 2, James Sullivan, Canterbury, and lead Shane Bell, Canterbury. 2 reserves, men's reserves are here as well. John Whiting, South Canterbury, and Nick Sinclair, Otago. I'd also just like to take the opportunity to wish everyone good bowlings today. Hope all the games are played in good spirits. Eh? And I'm sure at the end of the day the best team will come out on top. We'll go the South. Yeah, I've finished now.
Okay, you want to toss the colours, please, Captain?
Point, they're only going to end up with orange and blue, aren't they?
Well, good morning everybody and welcome to Ashburton for the Inter-Island Test match. We're up and running. That sounds a bit loud, Joy, isn't it? Is it loud? I'm trying to be quiet. So welcome everybody. We're running on our Starlink satellite today. So hopefully everything goes well for us today on that. We're pretty close to the playing arena, so we'll be just whispering a bit. I've got Chris Moffat from the south. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, David. Good to be here. Welcome to Ashburton.
And for a big day today, so thanks for at least stepping in for the first game and giving us a hand on the commentary. The teams are just having their final briefs before they get onto the mats and get play. 3 sessions today. The first one starts shortly. The second session will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and then the night session starts at 7. So welcome one and all to the broadcast. So we'll be first thing this morning we'll be taking the ladies singles as the first game, which is on mat 1 where we're positioned. A little bit tight here in the hall for us, but we're as usual we'll just use what we've got and try and make the most of it for you at home. Hope you just settle in for a big day in front of the TV. So yeah, we'll start with the ladies singles first of all. They're 21 ends, and they generally finish about half an hour or so at least before the rest of them. Right next to the ladies singles will be the men's fours, and then we'll switch to the men's fours and get the last half hour to an hour of that game. And then session 2, we do the exact opposite. So session 2 we will have the men's singles, and then we will switch to the ladies fours. And then tonight at 7 o'clock we'll be bringing you what we would like to think is a medal game. So there might be a change of mat or something at dinner time to accommodate that, but whatever game we take, whether it's pairs, triples, it won't be singles fours because we would have covered both of them in the earlier one. So a triples or fours game, and then hopefully it's a live medal game, which will make it extra exciting. Throughout the day we'll try and give you live updates of the scores from around the room on how things are tracking. Once we get a few little extra helpers around turn up, I know Jeremy Markham's on his way, so we'll have him this afternoon, Jezza, the great man. But fortunate to have Chris Moffat in the seat with me for this singles game. As per usual, we've got Joy in the producing seat along with Emma. Hey team, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Feel free to chip in at any time, guys. At this stage, I'm touching all the wood that we can touch in front of us. The Starlink satellite is up and running. Hopefully we get a good run today. There's no internet at the hall at all, so we're running on our Starlink. So if it falls over, or it looks to fall over, we'll give you a bit of a brief, but we are recording, and we'll make sure we record as well, just in case things fall over halfway through a game, and we'll put it up later on for all to see. So the teams are just mingling around, about to get started. Of course, Chris, I thought the funniest thing that started the day off was they asked if they wanted to toss for colours.
Yeah, quite an interesting one when we've actually got assigned colours there with the uniforms. As you'll see, the South Island, the orange, the vivid orange, and the North and the blue. So I think even they did toss for colours, David, I don't think it would be game enough to go against that.
Who would do that, right?
Yeah, anyway. But hey, you've got to ask the question, I guess.
Well, about 2 years ago they changed the uniforms from the colours that they were. I think the South was always like a white and a black shirt, and I can't remember, I think yellowish or orange or
Yellow. Yes,
yellowy,
Black and yellow.
black and yellow for the North, and then they decided they would colour match the bowls, so which they've done, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, it just seems a bit a waste of time tossing for colours.
True. And to be fair, the white ones were pretty terrible at lunchtime, David, so from previous experience, used to have 2 or 3 shirts.
Yeah, well, it's not much good when you've got a shelf for all your food and your coffee to spill on, is it?
Correct.
So yeah,
correct.
So at the moment we've got on screen, we've got Daniel French there with Michael Lawson, one of the co-captains of the South.
Should be a good game. It should be a good game this women's singles. So Kerry's quite an accomplished singles player, and obviously a sort of starting to become a regular sort of members of, I was going to say the Patterson team in Otago now, but it's the interprovincial team. So, she's got a pretty good record down south, and she's got a pretty good record sort of playing against Frenchie as well too. They've had a couple of good tight battles recently. So, she's probably coming into this actually with some pretty good confidence.
And the men's fours, it's going to be a cracking one too. We've got 4 Matt Blacks in that one game playing it, Skip and 3. So that's going to be a fascinating game that is going to be right next door. So you'll probably see a bit of that at home. Right next door there, you can see the men's fours starting to line up, and we'll take or focus on that game. If not, at the conclusion of the singles, if the worst scenario happens and the singles becomes a bit of a blowout one way or another, we might just switch to the fours. And the cameras are sort of positioned as they are that we can sort of see most of the hall, so we'll try and do what we can with multiple games going on all at once. So of course no time limits here at all, and they'll just get going. I think we've already got a game started over there, so they'll just get to going when they're ready.
Yep, looks like Marcus Trillin's just throwing the jack up for their first end.
Yep. And Annalise and Kerry are tossing now, so we're underway. And the men's fours next door is underway as well.
So for those people who haven't, we're not familiar with Ashburton, the Ashburton Association Hall is in the industrial area of Ashburton. So it's a sort of place you wouldn't expect to have an indoor bowls hall. I know quite a lot of the new North Islanders coming here today thinking they were being taken somewhere else. Not really sure what was going on, but lo and behold, here it is.
Yeah, we came down here last night to set up the cameras, and it was pretty dark and not too much happening, and it was like, well,
purposely done.
They got security around here.
As in the first bowl of the day from Annalise.
That's a pretty good opener. None of the teams practice here last night. Both teams had a practice, but it was at a different venue. So they're coming in cold turkey, although some of the south will obviously be reasonably familiar with this floor.
So Kerry drags the kitty back just a little bit on the backhand, forehand.
That's a confident drag.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's not unlike any other floor, David. It's quite an interesting one. There are some quirks in some of the mats, but players of this calibre will sort of find those pretty quickly. A couple of heads in there, and they'll start to figure out what it does, where it does, and with what weights. So I don't see any real demons in the place from what I can remember of it.
Yep. So the benefit of the colours, so it's pretty easy if you're if we're concentrating on the singles game here at the moment, but you can see on the fours game next door the North are holding a good head at the moment, so you're watching potentially 2 games at home at the moment. Yep. Here's Kerry with good weight again, I think. Yep.
Solid start.
Yep.
So it's quite good to have 2 games quite close, particularly the singles too, because it can be quite a lonely discipline in the North-South games. So to have those other teammates there for a little bit of support right next to them has been pretty good, and I'm sure that both Annalise and Kerry will benefit from that. So Annalise's response comes down on the forehand. It just looks like to be a little light.
Yep.
Just sitting that first orange.
She'll be just finding a weight early on. But we got 50 odd people joined us live this morning for the early shift. Of course, this time of year you'll be lots of people with Saturday morning sports and work and things like that, so prime time will be 7 o'clock tonight, but people tuned in already. It might just sneak in for third shot there. Close.
Should be pretty close, yeah, and of course we've got that other game we've got to contend with at 2:30 too, David, so I think most people have this ticking over somewhere, hopefully not in the background, but hopefully being prime, and just the All Blacks in the background, I think is the way to go. It's a foregone conclusion, that game anyway, isn't it? So
It is. This one at this point is up for grabs. That cup's being put away for the year.
Yep, correct. Annalise just finding very simple, maybe a little bit of a bump on the floor, but Looking to either bring
that
the shots.
looks more weight.
That's the
So
one. It's pretty close.
Might be
She's
just
just
travelling.
going through past it. So Kerry with a good opportunity on the first end, holding a couple, if not three, potentially to consolidate this for a maximum off the first end.
Yeah, so that's the first end that she was trying to focus on when she got up this morning. She began to start well, and that could
Not
be
a bad
4, I
effort,
think.
not a bad effort, that one. It's got to be close. Good solid look around, taking the 3.
Might be a measure on the 4th. We'll just switch to the men's 4 there, Joy. For a first end, the North are holding 4 shots at the moment.
So Annalise just shot away to grab her measures. Take a wee look.
Until
That's a good
Simon
shot by
just
Simon
played a
Thomas.
pearl.
Just pushing that through there and either limiting the damage or
Paul's
potentially picking
put 2
one up.
fingers up, so at least 1 anyway. In the meantime, Kerry's still measuring, so we'll take you back to that when that's in the background. You see Mr. Lowe in the pairs with his dad.
Pretty awesome combination, those two. I mean, Graham's
Yeah.
probably playing some pretty decent bowls, as he has been for the last few years, so really solid, and both of them have got a really, really good track record together, so
Yep.
difficult combination to beat for the North, I found. I'm not sure what the
Okay.
result of that was.
The lovely Julie will give us that call. Won't you, Julie? It was 4.
It was a 4. It was a maximum.
Yep.
Looks to be a little tighter on that hand.
You played on these mats much, Chris?
When I was in Canterbury, I did play the air quite often, so I have played a couple of South Island Championships down here as well. So again, as I said, depends on where the mats are. That's a pretty good response there from
Yep.
Annalise.
Straight back in.
Depends where the mats are. And this morning, I was told that they were put in probably some of the best positions they can be on the floors. But like any of these types of floorings, there are quirks in them. They does move, and also the heat of the building will also dictate as to how fast the mats go or what the expansion is like in the boards and things. So as the day wears on, we may see things liven up a little bit in terms of speed and maybe a little bit more swing.
It's a good line.
Probably does look to be a little slower going up that way too, actually. So.
Yeah, that was Simon coming in there with that shot. Probably maybe 1 or 2 there. Good end from the North.
Yeah, very good end. And great ball from Kerry.
Yeah.
Touched off the front.
Oh,
blue,
that's a cracker.
touches.
What a great bowl. Kerry's been a bit of a perennial lady singles in this match. She's come up against Terry Blackburn and probably, I would think, Jess Moffat, maybe Cherie. So yeah, I think she's taken a huge amount of experience and learnings from all those events, and as you say, she's pretty much regulation rock solid in that Otago team now.
Yeah, and she's got a pretty good record in the singles in Otago as well too. I think recently her and Daniel fought it out in one of the finals down there of the championship singles, where Daniel just got
Before the
better on.
game, during the game, and after the
Yeah,
game, no
pretty
doubt.
much.
Yep.
Yeah, so Frenchie just got the better roller. So as I
Yeah.
said, she's coming into this match and into this weekend with a pretty good sort of bit of form under her belt, and probably a lot of confidence too. So, and obviously showing from that first end and looking pretty good here at the moment too. Just probably consolidate that.
Yeah, she's got a great bowl there. She probably doesn't want to touch her at this
No.
stage. A touch her might just
And it looks
give
like
that opportunity for, it's just in the head and just tightened it up.
a little gap there now for Annalise if she does want to work in through there.
I don't think that orange is going through without touching the kitty.
I think so. It's going to collect it quite well.
If it did, she'd play that blue, bright orange split and pop it off the head.
Yeah, I think it will probably get a little bit much there.
Yeah. So.
And it does seem to be quite lazy on that forehand to that side too, not as sort of pretty to swing as what it was on the other side.
So she'll get down and draw this.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Yep. 21 ends, it's a long game.
True it is. She's got the weight.
That's pretty good.
She's got the weight. She's got
That's
a good.
pretty good. Oh,
yeah, effort.
Just
Unlucky.
wanted a feather there, didn't it?
Just a little bit fat that touch. Looks like 1 to the south.
Okay, it's 5-0. Thanks, Emsy.
Another tight head developing over in the men's fours. Got a debutant there in the South Island team, Shane Bell. So it's his first time, so leading off on the men's fours from Canterbury.
Yeah, Shane's had a pretty good couple of years, hasn't he? He's emerged.
Definitely emerged in the last few years. Yeah, no, he's won quite a lot and he's doing very well for himself up in the Canterbury region.
Rewarded with the spot.
And a good opener from Kerry. As you see, there's a little more swing on that side.
Yep.
A few spectators starting to work their way in now. No, as David said, it's still pretty early on, but there's quite a few of the locals as well as a few from South Australians. So we will get a little bit. We'll get a few people coming in to watch today. So hopefully we get a few more.
Temperature probably about 4 degrees in here. I wouldn't say it's Ballarat by any stretch, but Joy does have the rug. And the players, they soon disrobe because, playing, you immediately get warmed up pretty quick. But sitting here, we were a bit cool. But,
it's a pretty standard Ash Vegas winter's morning.
I was going to say for good
great
shot, great shot. But for someone like you, Chris, from down this way, you just, just another day, right?
It's just another day, No, it was a great response. Sitting nicely there.
So for those just joining us, this is the ladies' singles. We've got the full crew. We've got Joy, Emma, and joining in commentary, Chris Moffat from the south.
Looks just a little tight on that one.
Yeah.
Just trying to run it through to the back orange.
It was confident weight.
So the men's fours, Michael Lawson just plays a little nudge off the front blue. Might be sitting shot there, but definitely gives Simon something to bowl at, something to bowl with.
Just going to pull up on Annalise here.
Just pulling out. You see, it's quite a big swing there too. So you've got to be pretty particular when you play your weight on that side, obviously. Still leaves it quite open there for Kerry. She might look to just play that little run through onto the bowl itself, or just a little nudge on the kitty to bring it back through to that orange.
She's playing confident weight
that's a
again.
good little weight. I think it's going to hold.
Oh, that's
That's
unlucky.
unlucky.
Oh, it might just still be one. Be close for that second. It could have turned a little bit ugly if it had have got it a bit fatter, but
still there's a chance for Annalise to sort of get back get onto the board there and pick out one or two. Favours the big swing side by the look of this.
okay,
Shouldn't be a bad weight.
that's good green. It's not going to make
Lucky.
it.
My eyes let me down a wee bit there, David.
Yeah, it's just pulled up, didn't it? 2 it was.
Couple back from Annalise.
Okay, men's fours. Looks like the South holding a shot here. Paul Wright and Sean Blackburn studying the head for Sean's last bowl.
It's a precarious shot they're holding there. They've got a very good position for the north and the blues.
Yeah.
So a few options here probably that the boys are discussing.
Don't think Sean will be short.
Potentially not.
He predominantly never is.
Well, no, correct. As you know.
Okay, here he goes. He'll be looking for a little bit of kitty, I think, or even that front bowl.
Front bowl, yeah.
Here he comes, playing weight.
It looks
A
like
bit
it's held.
wide.
It's held quite a
Did
lot.
not move much at all.
Seems to be very similar to what Kerry and LE's mat is on that side too, where Kerry's last weighted shot with it held. And Sean's has done very similar. As Kerry opens up with one just short, sitting about that sort of 6 and 7 o'clock mark in the blind game. LE's looking to draw through. Great track.
Just a foot of finish.
Just watch Simon Thomas in the men's forwards just nudged it over there. It looks like he's picked up 2 out of that. Confident clap from James Sullivan. Kerry looks to sneak in behind there. Yeah, good position for the bowl. So I did notice it was at Kerry's mum and here today come down to come and watch Kerry again. So it's great. It's always a good support of Kerry in the bowls, even with that move south. And of course, Annalee's husband Wayne's here as well too, as the reserves for the North Island team. So.
Okay, Henley's playing a bit of weight, it's a bit tight, but got enough.
Got a nudge.
That's pretty good. Kerry will be looking for a back toucher here.
Yep. So look at this here. If you get your speed right, it will just sneak in between that blue and the kitty. Again, being a wee bit lazy out there, you've got it's all banking on the speed. And I think she might have just be looking to try and play something a little bit shorter there as well. Stop that nudge through. And at least we're looking for a little bit of contact on that front orange to either move it off or move the kitty a fraction.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be playing a lot of weight.
No. Just a draw weight, I think, just enough through.
Okay, she's got good reaching weight here.
And just held out on that side, a weak touch.
That hand's not moving much, is
Not
it?
at all, no, especially with a little bit of weight on it, just holds its line.
So it's taken us a little bit of time to work the mat out, because I thought that was not wide, but clearly with a bit of weight it's just holding.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very gentle wide draw here. Yeah, it's good width. Yeah, great effort.
Yep.
Don't think it'll count.
Another one to the south bowl, look at that one.
Yep.
And score on to 6-2.
Okay, they've played 4 ends of their 21. In 2 or 3 more ends, we might have a bit of a look around the hall at the different scores to give you a live update. But at the moment you're looking around and it's like 1-1, 3-3, 3-1, 2-1. So it's really just the shakedown period, isn't it?
Yep. And as you said, 21 ends, 18 ends. Some of these games, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon.
It sure is. And then you do it again 2 more times.
That's right. And you're never out of it. You can be 10 shots down, but 10 shots is nothing in a 21 end game.
Yep. Here's Paul Wright with a good bowl.
Good bowl from Paul. Just nudges that kitty forward.
Looks like the North team have started pretty well in the 4s. And then, you get from Simon what you'd expect.
Yep.
He'll keep his team in it until they warm up.
And as you said, David, it's a pretty experienced team. Both teams, actually, the North and the South, although all the Matt Blacks in the top 2 positions up there.
Yep.
There's some very, very handy players in the leading 2 spots as well. So, there's a lot of national titles sitting on that, Matt. A lot of experience.
Okay, pretty good carry.
And a good little nudge just moves that kitty out of there. Are you a singles fan, David?
Traditionally, I've been sort of more known as a teams sort of player. I had a bit of luck a couple of years ago in the Hawke's Bay with the Hawke's Bay singles, that Easter singles tournament. So that was probably the much. And playing a lot of rep bowls, you got to play a lot of singles. So I beat Simon in the Welsh last year. That was probably the highlight of my life.
Excellent. Yeah.
Don't beat him very often. Another good bowl from Kerry.
Great shot there. Tucks it in nicely on those irons.
She started extremely well.
Yeah, it's good. So really handling that big swing hand quite nicely. Sort of getting the weight starting to come right around on it now.
Yep.
And Lee's having a good hard look at that and seeing what she can do to try and sort of counter sort of Kerry's drawing ability there at the moment.
Yep. How about yourself, Chris? Singles?
Can't stand singles, sorry, David. As you say, it's a necessary evil when it comes to reps, but yeah, singles. If I've got to rely on myself, I'm relying on the wrong person. Nah, I don't mind it. I mean, I've got a reasonable record, but I mean, just one of those things, it's just more.
There's something about having a bit of company, isn't there?
Yeah, it is, It is.
We play the game to be with people, play with people.
And that team game, that's the way it is. And especially in this, and like I said earlier on, it's can be quite a lonely game, the singles and the tests.
Yeah. I think that might be one.
We're done.
Yep.
Yeah, one out of that from Kerry again.
So really good start from Kerry. Marker is Julie Thomas.
Yeah, good again here from Kerry. She's finding that green quite nicely on that big swing hand. Yeah, she'll see the way it does tail off as that weight comes off, so it is a reasonable amount of swing out there. It's Paul Wright's measuring on the men's 4s mat. Looks pretty close. He's had 2 or 3 attempts at that orange and blue. And Lee's is going to just slip through, sit the bowl. He might be holding that one at the moment.
Yep.
It's got to be close. He's having another look at it. Paul Wright, that is.
Okay, so
Michael's
we've had about another 20 or 30 people join us, so welcome to Ashburton for the Inter-Island Test match. On the mat side panel today we've got Joy in production with Emma keeping up the scores and things, and I'm joined, Uncle Dave here, and I'm joined with Chris Moffat, who's kindly given up at least this first game to help commentate. because we certainly won't have a voice by the end of the day. Okay, it's young Matthew Foster leading off there in the fours next door. So yeah, 21 ends. So this will finish a lot earlier, and we'll switch to the game right next door, which is the men's fours. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. So you could say we've got a couple of features games going at the same time.
Yes, Kerry brings another one down on that backhand there, on that large swing. So
Kerry's going to be delighted with the way she started.
yeah, for sure.
We can, Emma's monitoring comments, so if you want to throw any comments in or questions, we'll do our utmost to answer them.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. And as always, if things aren't quite going right, or we're snoring or something like that, feel free to give us a nudge, wake us up.
Snoring or boring, either one.
Yeah, we had a bit of a journey to get down here yesterday, Joy. Do you want to tell everyone about that?
Sure. Yeah, I'm supposed to fly out of Hamilton to Christchurch at 5 o'clock yesterday, and about 10 o'clock we're told our flight's cancelled. So
Not for all the reasons you'd think about Hamilton and fog and all of that.
No. Well, the story was that it was a crack in the plane, but you know, whether that was a
we'll take their word for that. There's no way we're getting on a plane with a crack in it.
So after some discussions on the phone, we actually ended up driving to Rotorua and hopping on a plane from there. So, yeah, it was an eventful passage to get here.
Life gives you plenty of things. I've never been to Rotorua Airport before, and it's quite a pleasant experience, I must say. It was pretty good. And they made it down last night, come down to the hall. The great man Grant Wilson opened up for us. It's those in the north. It's Fiona's brother, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Fiona's brother, correct?
Yep. A nice family, the Wilsons. So yeah, he helped us out. Emma joined us, and we got all set up, and then managed to go out for a nice meal at the Spates Ale House. The north team had earlier been there. Both teams went for a practice last night, but at a different floor, not here. So, last bowl here from Annalise.
I think a little bit of weight on that swing hand. Might get a little bit of
Up
nudge
and
in the front,
over.
up and over to
Oh,
it.
didn't get as much
Didn't
kitty
as you
as
wanted.
she wanted, no.
Looks like 2 there to Kerry. Yeah.
Just not quite happening for Annalise at the moment, but to be fair, Kerry's all over it at the moment. I don't know when the last time the South won, Chris. You might know.
I do know when the last time the South won, actually, David. And
It's
I'm
been a few
little bit
while
reluctant to
between
say
drinks.
So, yeah, I believe the last time the South won was 2003. So it's 20 years this year.
Wow.
So it's quite a considerable time between drinks, if you like to say. And I know that that's something that we have wanting to rectify at some point in time. But hopefully today is the day, and
Well,
we've got a pretty strong team out there.
They've got a really good team, the South. It's fair to say if the South got up today, the motel beds will be superfluous to requirements. I don't know they'd go to bed at all, would they?
Probably not. Probably not. But yeah, no, it certainly has been a wee while.
To be fair, I'm not playing it for the island these days, but
Been shot by Kerry there, drags that kitty
she's
through.
good again.
Great enough.
But to be fair, they've gone close on quite a few occasions and often had the lead too. So
Yeah, the last couple of years has certainly been opportunities. It's just one of these things, really. We're just going to convert them. Someone going to correct me, are they, in terms of when it was the last time the South Island won?
All right, so no, that's good. No, we'll take your word for it. Let's just say 20 years,
Pretty sure it's 20
give or
years,
take
yeah.
1 year. 'Cause, I think, did they play COVID year?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, great
But
effort.
20 years from a how long ago as opposed to the last 20. Someone's asking how long a mat is.
How long a mat is.
Yes.
Right, well, some of them are a little longer than others, depending on, but I think generally, looking at it from, as I'm sort of heavily involved in the blind game,
Yep.
we sort of look at from the front of the box, front end of the mat to the front of the box is 20 feet. So you're probably looking at around 23, 24 foot, which
Yep.
would be what? In
6.7
Emma's
metres.
going to tell me what it is going to be in
Yeah,
metrics.
MZ, 7 metres?
6.7 metres.
6.7 metres by about 1.8 metres wide.
And Matt Markham's just come in with a bit of an update
Oh.
around the traps.
Matt Markham, you legend.
He knows his stuff.
He knows what he's doing.
Annalise comes in through the gap here, looking great narc there. Great bowl, Annalise. Picked that gap beautifully on that narrow side.
We'll just let this end finish out, and then we'll give you a score update. Yep.
Kerry might look to try and do the same, push through that same gap.
She's got the legs.
It does look like it's got the legs.
Jeez,
We
it's
each
close.
that's it.
Oh, see, that just didn't turn right.
Yeah.
She didn't overweight that. It's just a straight line. Anyway, this is important. That was an important bowl for
Was it?
Annalise, and I don't think she's got much option but to draw
Maybe-
inside this
maybe-
outside blue.
Yeah, I'd say
She only
inside.
has to be 4 inches inside that, and she'll be close to second.
And the swing is there on that side too, which will bring it in through
Yeah,
there. And
yeah.
even if you do get a little bit light onto
I
that
just-
orange, it's not going to make any difference
No,
really,
that's
you know.
right.
Good chance just to really chuck it out there. Let the mat do the work for you. All 6.7 metres of it.
Yep.
And she's certainly up there with the weight.
It's good
Let's try
grass
it
too,
hard,
I think.
real
If it
good.
gets a feather,
Edge-
yep. Yeah,
Great
well
shot,
done.
and well done. Well converted. Men's fours there, same time with the last bowl on the head. Looks like
He had a
that
big
was-
stand-up drive just before and had a clean out.
And again, that side, look how that holds out there. Thomas just put that one pretty much on the back of the mat there. Good little space there, but
Come and sit down, Matty Markham. He looked at us twice and we made him sit down. Yeah.
Morning,
Welcome.
Tim.
Morning. You got a score update for us?
I do. It's not looking very good if you're a mainlander at the moment.
Oh,
That's all right.
I'm not upset to hear that, but that's all right.
Women's fours 2-1 to the north after 3.
Yep.
Men's singles is now 7-4 to the north after 8.
Mhm.
So Marcus on top of Daniel over there. Men's triples is 4-3 after 5. They're having a really, really tight game. It's bowl for bowl over there.
Yep.
Women's pairs are 4-1 to the north after 4. Alana Moffat playing out of her skin down the far end there. They are 8-3 up the south after 5 ends.
Wow.
great bowl here from Annalise. Drags that kitty back to her bowl
Bowl.
on the forehand side.
Men's fours are 4-2 after 4. Men's fours are 3-1 to the south after 3, although Sean's just about to play his last bowl holding maybe 1 or 2. And the women's singles we're obviously watching 9-4 after 7 to Kerry.
All right.
Yeah, good return from Kerry.
All right. Terrific. Thank you, Matt.
I'll come back.
Yeah, appreciate it. Still early days, it's fair to say. In the polling booths, you'd say very few votes counted at the moment. So Kerry's just keeping on that beautiful zone she's in.
Yeah, she's playing that swing hand very, very well. You know, getting that weight right there. So, and Annalise prior to that played a really good bowl just to take that kitty off of Kerry and move that closer there. And Kerry's responded back on the swing hand with a good bowl of her own there. So, sitting quite nicely there. Annalise might look just to sort of draw into that gap between the orange and the blue, the front orange and the blue. Track looks pretty good. It's starting to find a range now. Yeah, well done. Nice little nudge off of that front orange.
So the gentleman that was asking about the, or gentleman or lady, can't tell, but that was asking about the length of the mat is actually watching this game from the United States.
Oh, excellent.
So that's the benefit of YouTube, I guess. This is live.
So probably good that we were talking in feet then, David.
That's right. Feet would have helped immensely on that one. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with indoor bowls in New Zealand, this is an annual fixture which is the North Island versus the South Island of New Zealand. So New Zealand's pretty much split into two big islands. And then every year we have this test match. The teams are selected from the north and the south. And this year it's been hosted in a provincial town called Ashburton in the middle of the South Island.
Mid-Canterbury region.
Mid-Canterbury.
I was reliably informed by Matt Markham this morning that Dallas McLeod, making his debut for the All Blacks today, is a mid-Canterbury boy from Methven. So
yep.
Matt's going to be doing a little bit of a profile of him later on somewhere, I guess, for one of the publications that he's involved with.
Yes.
And Lee just reaches up towards the head with this one.
Hold out there.
Again. Yeah. Just looking to run that orange bowl out of there.
Yep.
But unfortunately, as we've seen in both those two nets on that side, it has been holding with a little bit of weight on.
It probably influenced her confidence in playing that weight, because it wasn't going to curl on her and, and kill it, as long as she was outside the line. Kerry will just be looking for a 1 foot.
A little bit of
that's
squeeze.
a swing hand, isn't it?
Swing hand, just a little bit short there, yeah.
Couple there?
I think there might be two sitting there. Hard to tell from the camera shot. It's obviously a little bit closer than that, but certainly one with that bowl touching there at sort of 2 o'clockish. Good couple of ends for Annalise, starting to sort of find her range, find her line.
Yeah.
So, and as we said, it's a bit of a marathon. There's 21 ends of it, so you get off to a good start. You can't rest on your laurels, and you also can't look at it that you're behind either. So, there's always time to come back. And there's always time to sort of, get yourself back into that game.
Here's the first umpire's call of the day.
It's good. And here we go is Grant Wilson from the Ashburton Association. The umpiring duties today.
Aforementioned gentleman.
Grant, a former Island player himself.
Yep.
South Island, that is.
He'll be loving the fact that he's on the camera mat being an umpire. They always love that, don't they?
True. And quite interesting to note too, he's got the glasses on his head. He actually was wearing them as he walked to the mat, and to measure it, he's actually put them on top of his head. So I thought that might be the other way around. Definitely would be for me.
Okay, it's a blue. So that's 2.
2 to Annalise.
And just like that, the game's closed up. So not even halfway yet. Just over the third.
Just in the background behind Annalise, you see Tracy Van Til from Otago, the reserve. She's starting to roll around with the lollies.
Yeah, it's pretty much compulsory requirement around the bowling hall these days. Is lollies, especially on a day like this. We're going to play.
Big drive on the third net there by Alex Reid. I think it
went clean through, did it?
It's a fair bit annoying. No, it's actually gone over onto the far mat, picked up by Rochelle Cameron. must have missed everything, including the other head on the other mat. So, yeah. Created a little bit of noise, a little bit of fervour out there. Annalise just, yeah, his weight's getting to be pretty good on this side there, so as that weight comes off, it does seem to pull around a little bit. Leaves a little gap there for Kerry to look to.
Welcome back, MZ. We just worked out that our person that was asking it was from the States. Yeah. Looking for an alternative game to cornhole.
Hey, don't knock cornhole, it's a great...
Well, I can't say it's warmed up in here.
No, there's still a lot of jackets on.
No, Joy's still got her blankie on.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still quite a number of players playing in their jackets as well, so good indication that it's probably barely above that 4-degree mark that you alluded to earlier on, David.
Yeah.
So Annalise just taking a look as to which hand she wants to play that on. She's got options either way. Probably going for that large swing hand to see if she can get a little bit of contact on the kitty. Up there.
Good position shot here.
Yeah.
Yep.
It sits nicely off the roll.
So these bowls are, I don't know, by diameter, maybe 2/3 of the size of an outdoor bowl, something like that. They're a lot smaller. It's close. She got the kitty, and she's she left it behind.
Unlucky, just not quite enough weight to help push it past that blue one. It just sat and rocked on it there, so
3 there.
Does look to be 3.
Do you think Annalise will be brave and draw the gap?
I think she will, particularly on that straight hand there, because all you're going to do is get a little bit of rub off of that outside blue one.
Because as it stands at the moment, Kerry does have a shot to play through that blue and edge off that, or even get an edge onto the orange. So if she could draw that gap, take that shot away. On the other hand, they're all on their flat. Okay, here she comes.
Yeah, definitely playing to
I
that
think
backhand.
it's going to be wide, on that hand.
Get a wee nudge on that, just shore it up a little bit and
does it?
Quite sit it down.
Well, she's sitting on 4 as it stands. I think Kerry's going to play a reasonable amount of weight for that split. It should hold, rattle in amongst there and bring the kitty through to the square. That's my prediction.
That's what I'll be trying to play too, David.
Yep, just can't afford to get wide.
Annalise looking with intent.
She realised she's sitting on 4 here.
Good
Well,
weight.
that's wide. That's
Just
wide.
wide. Weight was right.
That's a big swing.
4,
Yeah.
maximum out of that, so... And
So
Annalise for the first time in the match has
2
taken the lead.
2 ends ago, I think it was 9-4. And now it's 10-9. Such is the swing of such a long game. Men's fours looks like it's a terrific game going on next door. There's lots of good heads being built.
Yeah, good start.
Next to that, you've got the men's pairs further away. You've got Gary and Alex there, and then you've got the ladies' triples on the far left.
Fours is always an interesting game in the test matches because the heads are always so tight. It's a matter of shifting bowls here and there,
Yep.
moving that kitty around a bit, and looking for that mistake that your opposites have made. There's a great poll from Ellie Wilson over there on the men's fours.
Yep. Annalise has settled into her work now. She had, Kerry started extremely well. Annalise seems to have got the mat now. It's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, good weight. So when Annalise's last bowl, she sort of motioned to think to herself that it wasn't quite wide enough. But her weight's pretty good. All those bowls are in parallel with the jack. Looks to be a little more on this one, is it?
Yep.
Not quite, no.
This is now got interesting. I think she'd go to straight hand a little bit more positive, right? Play through that last bowl or drag the kitty.
Plenty of options here, even coming off the outside. You get blue there, just a wee nick off. Get a piece of both, the kitty or the bowl, and the bowl. It's just a little bit over a draw. It's just, again, that straight hand sort of just nullifies anything that could have happened there.
Important couple of bowls here. Kerry was just wanting to just stop this run that Annalise has got.
Yep.
Square it all up and then just reset and say, right, let's start again.
And that's how its momentum shifts. It's about sort of stopping that momentum if you're the opposition, keeping that momentum going if you're on there. So I was just not so sure which side she wants to play there.
I think she's looking for this outside orange.
She is, yeah.
Make it count. Yep, she's gone wider.
Green. How is your weight?
It's close.
How is your
It's
weight?
close.
Your weight is very good. Great bowl, Annalise.
Now you might be looking at more of a blasting shot here, because if you can get that front blue flush with weight, you potentially get all of them.
It's a niggly too, because it's on that swing side if you're going to play down there with a bit of weight too, so you've really got to go decent at it.
But if she gets even the outside feather on it, the kitty's going to pop sideways.
Kitty will pop sideways, yes.
So she just needs to make good positive contact.
And she does play good weight, like Daniel. Not afraid.
How's my voice, Joy? Not too loud? Good. I have to keep asking because I'm a little bit deaf, so I tend to be a bit loud and I don't want to be telling the players what shots
Correct.
to play, because we're not that far away from them. Here we go. She's playing weight.
Playing weight on
Will it hold?
Outside.
It didn't hold. I think it was the right shot.
It was the right shot,
Yep.
yeah. As I said, there's quite a lot of swing on
3
that
shots.
with weight.
Wow, what a 3 ends this has been from Annalise. She was 9-4 down and now 13-9. Not halfway? Are we halfway?
Not quite.
We're just on the cusp. 10 ends played of 21.
Just looking over at the women's triples mat, the far mat there. South Island in a commanding
like the
position there.
Kitty's been dragged there by the look of its position.
Dragged back there, potentially by Christine Lally, who's about to play there. And a good track out here too. Look, Kerry using all that green.
Yeah,
Good spot.
That's a good first bowl. Singles. Always happy with a foot pass. Men's 4 next door, Joy. You can get a shot of that. Simon's about to play his last bowl. Looks like there's at least 1, if not 3 or 4 there. And he's playing weight. Here it comes. Into the head now. And
Michael's
he's
happy with it.
cut it down to 1.
Down to 1.
Yep.
It's a good shot.
Just a percentage shot, that one.
And that's it. You don't always have to win the end.
No.
Ones are good. It's those multiples that sometimes get you into a little bit of trouble. You start dumping 4s and 5s.
Yep.
Then you start chasing things a bit. But ones are good. I was always told that by Nigel Warnes when I started playing.
Ones are always recoverable unless you lose 12 of them in a row.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, another great bowl, Annalise.
She's found.
Starting to find her line now.
She
Starting
what?
to find her weight.
Yep.
Particularly her weight. Just looking for a bit of movement on that kitty.
Was too.
Weight was good. Just swung under there a little bit.
Okay, last bowl from Annalise.
Just holding out there that line
Is
again.
that a cover bowl?
I potentially think it might have been, Dave, yes, because
Yeah.
again, if you get that drag all the way through there, you can go from 3 down, 3 up to 3 down pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
I'm picking it was, unless you're starting to find that side quite well. So to be that wide unintentionally, I think was probably a little bit unusual. So I think that was there for a reason. Kerry again looking to
Kerry's
try
got draw weight here.
and get in close. Just snuck under.
Whether that's enough for second shot.
2 to the north.
2 it is. Okay, we've now reached the halfway mark. We're just over the halfway mark, so probably been
Good opening there from Annalise.
Yep. So it's probably been a game of 2 halves so far. So you'd say the first half was Kerry's. She came out extremely well, and then Annalise
Great bowl,
has
Kerry.
great bowl, Kerry.
Great bowl.
Second half, Annalise has found her weight in her green and has probably dominated the last 5 ends. And we're only halfway.
Good bowl on the men's forwards mat by Michael Lawson there to find the gap.
Yep.
As Annalise just slips past the kitty.
Yeah, it's a position draw.
Yep.
Try and get a little bit of kitty or just behind. So Kerry will probably back that one up with a similar shot just behind. That's good. Just the way the kitty is positioned on that front bowl, that's probably a pretty good spot to be.
Annalise has a green, just a fraction light.
Alright, so I hate to even discuss it, but at this point the Starlink satellite is doing its job for us here in Ashburton.
Good work. Well done, Ashburton.
Well done, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah,
I think we've only got about 2 bars of 4G in the. So if we were running off the old 4G chip, it just would not be enough to stream. We'd be buffering. So yep, that's all going well so far. There's no internet as such at the hall. So So hopefully we get a good run today, and allow those at home to have a good day on the couch.
I'm sure we will, David.
Okay, Kerry's looking for this end. She really needs this. Here's Annalise, looking to absolutely nut the draw here. It's close. Oh.
Very close.
She was egging that one on. You might have heard her say go, so you can just see she's in the zone. She's focused. Very tentative draw here for Kerry. Next door, men's fours. South holding a couple. If I know Sean, and I do, I think he'll be looking at front blue.
Yep.
The draw, Paul played a draw just inside it, and it swung under, so I don't think the draw on the kitty's going to be good.
No.
So I think he'll be 3 rolls or 2 rolls on that front blue. So 1 to Kerry, and she's sort of holding on to that, and there's that.
Called it, David. Exactly that.
And he's cut it down to 1 in a lot better position. Not too much for Simon there, is he? Inside edge.
No.
If he gets too much on that, he could spring the kitty. Won't stop him trying.
Very confident player, Simon Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Very accomplished player, Simon Thomas.
The tongue's out too, so
The tongue's out.
that's an indicator.
There's a good sign.
Yeah.
He's given it a go. Inside in.
Oh,
Not quite.
he got the bowl he was going for.
Yeah. And another good response here from Annalise. Great bowling on that swing hand.
Yeah.
Really starting to pick that range up.
Yeah, just eased it off a bit.
It's got a little bit of support there for Kerry. Captain Michael Lawson just having a couple of words to her between games and bowls.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing about this whole test match. In particular, like I said earlier on, the singles, you're there playing almost by yourself all the time, so it's good to have that support from your teammates. High five there for Kerry. Have that support, that you know you're there. Sound a few things out there, but yeah, certainly does help.
Just keeps
help the
people
confidence.
relaxed and sort of, don't worry about it. It's all good.
And they're looking for that kitty.
Tell you what,
It's pretty close. Nice little nose. Great bowl.
that's a result of a really good high five by
It
the
is.
co-captain, isn't it?
Gave it just a little bit extra oomph, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well played, Michael Dawson.
Pest.
Yeah. No comment.
I love playing Michael.
Do you?
We've had lots of battles over the years and get on really well, actually. But, yeah. I'll tell you a funny story about the game. It was an island game.
Yeah.
And I was playing 3 and he was playing 3. And it was all about claiming the shot. And I said, oh, it's yours. And he goes, oh, it's mine. Oh, no, it's yours. And then we're both looking at it. And then he said, oh, do you not trust my eyes? And I went, no, I just don't trust mine. And then later that evening we were having a bit of a joke about it over a beer after the game, and we realised we're as blind as each other. We were waiting for the other one to do something. That's what they give you measures for, right?
Correct.
So,
Gary's
yeah.
just out the back there.
He's a pest. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good end here for Kerry.
And having played with Michael a fair bit and a couple of times in the South Island team, I know he doesn't like to measure, so he was
No.
probably never going to do that anyway, David. It's always waiting for you. In
Yeah.
fact, I don't think he even carries a pair of measures. I'd be very surprised if he's got one on him as the third.
Oh, Matty Markham, we've got one more bowl. We've got one more bowl of this end, and then Matty Markham's going to give us a score update from around the hall. Stay tuned.
So Annalise is just assessing her options here. Kiri's got pretty good position behind the kitty. Unfortunately, Annalise, all her bowls are in front of the jack. So it's what she can do to try and sort of limit the damage.
Is it 1 or 2, do you think?
I think it's 2 actually. I'm quite favouring this sort of wing bowl here.
James on the probe.
Julie.
It's a pretty regulation James shot, isn't it?
So I think Annalise has asked Julie for her opinion as the marker to see who has the shot.
Should we just check in that second one?
Yeah.
Right, because if she is 2, she might be a little bit more aggressive. If she's only 1 down, might be playing the board a bit. Yeah, she's playing that hand. She's trying to get second shot, right?
Yep.
I don't think you can draw a shot.
No, not on that hand. It's too straight. I think you're right. She's just trying to beat that wing bowl. Maybe just pull up just short of the line. Come in and count. She's maybe a little bit deep on this one. Oh,
That's pretty good.
That's a great bowl. Geez, my eyes are bad. You were talking about your eyes, David.
At the end of the day, we were right. She didn't draw it.
No.
She was bloody close.
Great covering. Great recovery there to pull that down to 1.
All right, Matty Markham with a score update.
If you guys not been watching this, Matt, you could definitely draw a shot then. I've seen offshore tougher shots in his life. Gee.
See me choking on too.
I'm a lot happier than last time I come in Sawyers. Looking around the hall, women's 4s 8-3 to the north after 6. Men's singles is very close, and we get to the business end. It's 11-10 to Daniel French over Marcus Trillin. They've played 16. Men's triples 9-7 to the north. The South made a big charge to come back to the lead, but then Paul Smith played a really good bowl to pick up 3 or 4 on the last end. Women's pairs are 8-5 now, after 8 to the north. So Katrina Whelan's on the comeback there. She was 8-1 down when I walked over here, so she's obviously just picked up a 4. The women's triples 14-5 to the south after 9 ends. Men's pairs 8-5 to the south after 9. Men's 4s 4 all after 7. Is that right? Yeah, can't read my own writing. And of course the women's singles, so looking a lot better for the South Island than what it was 40 minutes ago when I come and saw you.
Yep, thank you for the update. Yep, so some of those games have closed up or even changed, so as you do. As you do. So, yep.
As Annalise is just reaching down there on the forehand, just fraction light. Track was beautiful.
I think this is the first full length end we've had actually.
Yeah, I think you're right too, actually, yes.
They've all been sort of 3/4 ends. So that might have from Kerry been a plan, because Annalise has just pulled up a couple. Got the legs.
Pretty Cliff has got the legs, it's a beauty. Good effort. Weight was probably there, just distraction tight.
Okay, by contrast, the men's singles are trucking along. They're like on their 16th. And what won the difference there, so that's pretty close. So ladies are about 3 ends behind time wise, but there is no time limit. Here's Simon on the probe here. Another pretty good end by the north here.
Good chance to lock it all in there with that next bowl.
Sean will be looking for a front toucher if he could do one.
Back on the ladies' singles mat, Annalise just assessing her options here. Is she going to try and play that front one through or play through the gap?
They have to be square weight. They're both sort of on their flat. Or
Yeah, or one. And it will hold on that side, so as you said, David, just a little bit of square weight. A little bit of contact through the gap, running through and touching the kitty is a good bowl.
It's a good shot. Men's fours sitting on 3 there. There's a little bit of a shelf there for Simon to play off and get a bit of kitty for the end of the mat. He won't be shy. He'll be 3 down already. Kerry might be looking maybe just to draw.
Just a draw on that, I'll look at it, yeah. Certainly will draw on that hand. She's got.
It will come back from there if she gets round a front one.
A little bit of help from
didn't want that feather.
Unlucky. Just as it was coming down, I heard Michael Lawson say hard luck. It looked like it was going to hit
Did
it
he
fair
kill it?
square, and it just drilled it off the mat.
I missed that.
Yeah. Hit the gap too square. Hit it too well. Unlucky Simon.
Jeremy Markham suggesting we must be desperate to have a score man like that, his brother. He's just like you in waiting, Jez.
Yes.
Get your bottom down here. Your brother's giving you a bit, mate. Right. 15-11.
And another good opener there, Annalise. Sitting right behind the kitty.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the green here too, Kerry.
Got the legs.
Solid effort on that one too. Just the legs. Great track, finished directly in line with the kitty.
For our American friends joining us, when we say have you got the legs, we're not making any reference to any body part. We're talking about their speed. Do they have the speed to make it to the kitty? Must be like a foreign language when they go, what does that mean? Have they got the legs? Of course they've got the legs.
And another bowl here from Annalise.
Yeah, that's back to back.
Really
good shot.
Good weight.
Really good shot.
So Kerry looks to change to come down on that backhand now, and that's straight on.
That's good. That's good. That's also stiff.
Just unlucky to sit that bowl up and sit it over, making it a little bit harder.
Kerry's got. I'd say Annalise will draw that gap now, right in front of that orange, between the orange and the blue, and try and close this end off.
Yeah, she's playing that swing hand very, very well. So, as you said, just the best bowl for her would be that one just inside the blue.
Oh, she's going for the box here.
Going to just.
It's interesting. You'd have to say, because she's got pretty good weight control, you'd have to say that that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely. From
we were thinking she might draw in that gap and take away that orange coming forward, but she's done the old kick for touch and gone for a bit of position.
So Kerry contemplating options here, whether she does play on that sort of forehand there with a little bit, or whether she does go and try and play through onto her middle orange, try and run that through. Of course, Annalise with that back bowl now has that good position there too. So any movement of the kitty is favourable for blue. James Sullivan's just taken his jacket off. It must be getting warmer in here.
It's not where we're sitting.
And good shot by Paul Wright in the men's fours mat. Just a little nibble off the outside bowl there to sit flush with the kitty.
Terrific game going on there. I think North have got their nose in front.
So Kiri is going to go on that forehand side, just looking for a little bit of weight to get through there. Just that weight held
I
out
think
the top.
that weight might have been orange sort of weight, or inside edge of that.
Inside
blue.
edge potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Again, the mat was doing it, it's a swing hand, but a bit of weight on. Didn't swing too much.
And Lee's probably is
And
going
this
to
is
look at
that shot we were talking about earlier.
There it is, it's a good shot. Oh, it's held out a little bit, but
Nothing set up though, was there?
no. Still makes it a difficult shot for Kiri on that backhand.
You're probably going to have to fly that orange pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's going to go sideways onto that front blue and then forwards if it's got enough weight on it. Okay,
She's got the weight.
that wide hand again.
Mm.
Had a couple of shots down that side that with weight have gone wide. 3 it is.
Three's cool. Yeah, it
So
seems to be a
that's
difficult mat
quite
to
a
play.
stretch there now.
Seems to be a difficult mat to play weight on. I think both ladies haven't really had successful run shots at many of these heads.
No.
It's either been too wide on that straighter hand or too wide on the other hand, not giving enough.
Okay.
Yeah, good shot from Simon Thomas on the tools. Equally good a shot from Annalise Baker.
Yeah, that's changed that fours head quite a lot.
Considerably, yeah. So the caddies now sort
Not
of
too much in the way of blue position there, Chris.
No. And Kiri's reaching up, had a great bowl.
Yeah, good bowl.
Good weight.
Yep.
Just enough to nibble that one out of the way and move through with the caddy. Congratulated by reserve John Whiting.
Can you see how many ends the men's fours have played?
I can see an 8 up there.
An 8.
Yeah,
So
good
they are
ball.
halfway, right? Just
no,
under. They play 18, right? 18.
So the kitty tracking towards the right hand side of the box, or left hand side as we look at it, just pretty much due to the way the mat's swinging. And a great position bowl there by Kiri.
Yep.
You can see that sort of swing it takes as that mat, as the bowl's basically going out to the edge of the mat and coming all the way through the box. So
Yeah.
definitely weight dependent on this mat. Get a good shot of all the other games going on there. The women's triples over there. Lynn McCurdy, Alana Moffat. And the men's pairs, we've got Matt Farquhar and Graham Lowe.
Sean playing weight here.
Yeah, good.
Oh, he's jammed that in. 2 touches. And at least taking big green there.
It's not a bad result.
Yeah, Kerry will be looking at inside line there. Will swing, a little bit of kitty. Little nudge on that front orange.
Yeah, she's got the
tight.
weight on there. She's just trying to run it a little bit, but it's just a fraction tight.
Okay, we're hour 41 into the broadcast. Looking forward to morning tea, cup of tea.
I was going to say morning tea, it's nearly lunchtime, David. But hey, hour 41, it's good. And as I say, a lot of these games, some of these games like the fours particularly, will take a good 2 and a bit hours.
So here's Simon playing his last bowl. They're all touching at the moment. He's eased it off, gets 1 shot for it. In the event that there's 2 touches, 1 from each team on it, it is a dead end or regarded as 0. The end counts, but no score each. And that one he eased it off and got 1 shot for it. Mr. Warnes, Simon Warnes,
Nigel Warnes.
Nigel Warnes is causing a bit of havoc down this end.
Just trying to signal to his team. I'm not sure what the signal is, but I'm sure he'll tell us later.
Cheeky bugger.
Kerry looking again on that forehand, on that big swing hand. Currently 2 down, potentially 3. A little bit on, if she can get in between that gap between the blue and the orange. She's going. She's close.
Oh,
she's
what a
very
honey.
close. What a great
What
shot.
a great shot.
Kerry brings it in 1 potentially 2. What a great shot.
It's a terrific shot.
Perfect weight.
Under
perfect
all
line.
sorts. 2 there.
Under great pressure there. To pull 2 out of that. So big swing there from the south. That'll give Kerry a little bit of confidence going into this next end or 2. And the next 16 of 21 ends, next 5 ends. Still anyone's game.
Yeah, she needs to take that into momentum now and get the next end and the next end and close it up and create a bit more pressure. And that's a good opener by Kerry.
Good shot, flat across the other nets.
Yep.
And a good opener there too from Annalise. So looking through there, you can get a good look at the bowlers as well as where the head sits. Yeah, good effort from Kerry there to come through, just slipped through the gap, a little bit of contact on both the kitty and the bowl. Good position. And Leeds can look to use either one of those orange bowls here to sort of position her next shot as well. Doesn't necessarily have to draw the kitty.
So looking over at the what will probably be the first game to finish is the men's singles. They've played 18 ends and it's 14-13 at the moment to North.
Annalise is up on this one. She's going to punch her first one through. Sits at 4 to fraction.
So for the afternoon game, that will be on this mat, the men's singles. So we'll be taking that game, game 2. So we'll carry on with this game until the end, and then we will take the end of the men's fours, which is right next door. And then we'll go and have a cup of tea and lunch, and be broadcasting again from 2 o'clock. For the afternoon session. Here's Kerry looking to reach that one. It's a good line with that. Yep, that's it. That's a shot. Orange holding. I think that was it never looked like missing that one because it was that inside line on that straight where I think they've been playing that one a little bit wide and you're wondering, but she never deviated. So there's clearly a good straight line there.
Yeah, you can be a little more sure with your shot on that hand. But again, you know, you can't be sort of allowing for too much green when you do put the weight on, because you've seen a couple of times both ladies have just whistled past their head.
Yep.
favours that last swing hand. Just got a little bit on there. She's looking to probably get a little bit of movement if she can. Just unlucky enough to push that orange one in.
Don't know if it counts.
Don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure the blue one is the next shot.
The blue looks close because of the camera angle behind it, but it's about, I don't know, maybe
5 inches.
5 inches away. That's a good shot. Thank you, Joy. So you're seeing that there as second shot, I think. Yep. So Kerry's got an option here to play the swing hand and maybe ease that 1-1 roll, or play the straight hand.
Looks like she's favouring the straight hand.
It's a pretty hard shot. She's going to play it. Okay. Looking for her front bowl, I think. And that's it. Yeah.
Good shot.
Well played. The weight she played there, that was the shot she was going for, because you know, if she was a bit wider, she was going to ping that kitty. So she clearly had that in mind, sitting that down.
And like you said just before, you know, it's a hand you play with a little more surety with a little weight on, as opposed to that swing hand. So
and from the beginning, it was that inside line, right? So it never looked like the kitty was in danger.
Correct. Yes. Well played shot. So
2 there. Question here for Annalise. She's been playing that wide hand.
So what would you look at in this situation, David?
I think you play that straight hand, you're 2 down, play that channel, you get a little bit of kitty, you get the shot through to your blue, but you're playing through to that back orange and take that one off. That front blue is not in your way.
No.
That's your guide.
Yep.
So, but then you got someone that's such a good draw bowler like Annalise, she could just get down on the wide hand and just draw the kitty.
True, she could. But I think she is there, just the way she stepped up to the gap there is where she's looking to try and blow that bowl through. Probably exactly that same shot you just described. One's still good vision.
That front one, that front orange protects her getting unlucky and hitting orange onto blue and going 4 down. I don't think that's an option.
Yep. So at the moment it looks like it's 2. Going down 1 wouldn't be all bad. 2's not too bad in this situation either, but 1's obviously better than 2. So if you can get the shot in some way, even better.
Yep, she's playing that. And that's a result.
And that is a result, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So 1 orange. It's a little bit playing the board too, you know, like gives me last bowl on the next end, just go down 1.
So sometimes the shots we play for don't always come off, and sometimes we get what we determine as a result. And I think Annalise would probably say, yeah, I got a bit of a result there with that one.
Right, next door we've got men's 4s. South holding 2 shots here. Sean Blackburn 1 bowl to come. I think he'll be going inside onto that orange, pop the kitty.
Great bowl from Kerry from the start.
Yeah, good stuff. Good shot. You'd be looking inside line, play through that orange onto the kitty, just pop it out a little bit. Okay, it's on its way. It's coming in now. He doesn't like it. At least 2 there for South.
Yeah, good reply from Annalise to Kerry's opening bowl.
Yep. Okay, over on the men's singles at 16-14 after 19, so they've got 2 left. 16-14 to the north.
Bit of discussion going on between the marker Annalise and Liz Morrow as well. Bit of friendly banter.
Yep. Julie's surrounded by the 2 managers, one from each side. Julie's not too worried though, is she? She worry about anything or what?
Not that I'm aware of. Good effort there from Annalise, just looking for a bit of contact on there. Orange just slipped past, but it's in good position.
Slip past, but it's in the catching pen. Kerry will put her next one in the box, I think. She could go for the perfect front toucher, but it's still going to be. I think at Kerry at this point, it's like staying in the game, staying tight, just getting that momentum back.
Yeah. And give yourself a bit of position as well there too. I mean, any movement the kitty, it's going to move back towards that box. So
Yeah, if she can be a foot for the American viewer, or 330 centimetres, 330 millimetres past. Is she playing the other hand?
she is. Is she trying to play the orange, is it?
Oh, that's brave.
Very brave.
That's very brave. What a shot.
Great shot.
What a
That is
shot.
A great shot and a great shot.
Oh.
Look at that. Made a fool of both of us. Well played, Kerry.
As soon as she lined it up, I thought,
She's
is she
confident.
that's pretty brave.
It's
Good on her.
good on her.
There's James on the probe. Ellie Wilson put it back.
Yeah, good response, Ellie. He's a little more sparse than it has been in the other ends.
So Annalise playing weight, looking for movement.
Annalise is looking for a little bit of movement here too. Splits it off, opens it up for her.
Yep.
Kira look to lock this one away.
Yep. Michael Lawson, he's close. It's a pretty good shot.
And Kira's pretty close here too. A little bit of touch on the kitty. No, it's a good home though. It's a great home.
It's a loose 3. Don't think I don't think Annalise is going to do much, but draw a toucher.
See whether she's considering coming on the other side, on that forehand, just on the narrow side, and just sitting underneath it, or whether she's going to trust herself.
I know she can. It's there, but it's a regulation.
Yeah, it's a regulation draw.
There's nothing in your way. First bowl, ignore every other bowl on the mat and just say, this is my first bowl of the end. Just get down and draw a toucher.
Giving you every chance with
That's
that
the green.
Every chance
Something
with
like
green.
that, eh?
That's a great bowl. Calls it to sit, and it does.
Got one right for a change,
Good
Chris.
pressure bowl. Good pressure bowl.
Called it right.
We called it right.
That's very rare for Uncle Dave. So 1 to Annalise takes her to 20. 3 ends to go. I think this is a must score end for Kerry, and ideally score more than 2.
Yeah. You want to get at least 1, 2, 3 in this end would be good. And there's a good chance. Annalise has left the door open a little bit for Kerry. Plant one on top of that kitty. Track is good. How's your weight? It's good home. Still open here for Annalise to draw. Stick one on the side of the kitty there on the forehand side.
Yep, good green. Coming home nicely.
It's a great bowl.
Yep.
Good bowl. Just looking a little bit of weight on to run the kitty, a little bit of contact, didn't quite get everything of it. Looking to move that back past the blue bowls.
This would be good to get an update. The men's singles has just finished. Daniel just played a bowl, and the South were big on the claps. So he's either got up for the draw or the win with his last bowl. So we'll see what we get from that shortly. That's the first
game finish.
First game, first points on the board for one of the island teams.
Annalise plays a little bit of depth on there to cover those oranges. Just sitting that hole in there of the drag on the forehand side. It's a bit harder now for Kerry to get some movement on that kitty towards her bowls.
Yeah, multiples not looking
like
good
now. But as we said, this is an end that Kerry really needs to get something out of. One's good fishing, but 2 or 3, you wouldn't turn that down either. Kerry on the forehand, a little bit of weight again, looking to rake that kitty back.
It's got something.
It's got something this time.
Oh, she got it.
Work through.
It's a terrific bowl. May not have the shot, but at least it's given her an option with her last. What's Annalise going to do here, Chris?
I think Annalise is going to look to consolidate a little bit, maybe just draw down onto those oranges.
Okay, we're just getting confirmation that Daniel got up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the score from here, and I can see the 21. The ends have been recorded, and it looks to be 19-16 to Daniel.
So Daniel got up in the last 2 ends, and so that's first blood to the South. Happy about that, Chris?
It's good. It's great. It's a good start. It's what we're going to work on.
He's about as excitable as I am. I think that was a good result for Daniel because he looked to be behind most of the game, or just in behind, and Marcus looked to have his nose in front. So Daniel's obviously just basically ambushed the last end.
Yeah, I think, like you say, that last bowl that he played was quite a decent one. He got quite a bit of rapturous applause from the South Islanders there on the other matches surrounding him.
Yep. So that's going to set it up for a juicy game this afternoon that we'll be covering, men's singles.
Definitely. So here is Annalise playing on that backhand side, just looking to reach down towards the oranges.
I think so, yeah.
Covering off a little bit. It's going to probably hold a fraction, but it's still in a good position. 6-shot buffer, so she can afford to be down there. Looking to sort of not drop anything more than maybe 1.
She's got a draw option there, inside edge draw for 2 on the swing hand.
Yes.
She could play she could be thinking about the narrow hand and going for well, what if I chip it out straight, chip it out for 2.
And she has played that sort of narrow hand with a bit of weight the last, 2 ends ago. Got a really good result through there. But it does look like she's going to favour that forehand. Play the swing underneath the front blue bowl.
She's made her mind up. She's going to swing.
Yeah. She goes a little bit of weight. Looks to be a fraction.
No.
Narrows just punched through.
Oh, that's
unlucky.
That's unlucky start. That's 2. So that's going to make it tricky. Okay, we're getting to the
Getting to the sharp end of things now.
Yep.
22-14 to the north. 2 ends to
2
go.
ends to go.
Pretty tight over in the men's fours team. We're going to get the light out to take a look to see whose is touching. I did hear Simon Thomas saying his one's touching harder. Might have been the case.
Michael wouldn't have any idea, you can't see.
Michael wouldn't have any idea, correct.
So we're going to, at the conclusion of the singles, we're going to have full focus on this men's fours game. They've just played, looks like 9 ends.
Good opener from Kerry.
That's the men's fours. So the men's fours is 9-7 after 11.
I'm just looking down the boards down there. Looks like the women's triples is 18-11 to the south after 16. And a great bowl by Annalise, using that green beautifully. And the men's pairs looks like it's 13-7 after 14. And I'll be picking that to the south as well. So Kerry's following that same track.
Oh,
that's a
lovely
great
bowl.
response. Great bowl, Kerry. Beautiful weight.
So
Both
there's
2 bowls.
a couple of things at play here now. Kerry's probably now looking to win the ends. May have given up the win, but knowing that these two are quite capable of having a draw, and if they have a draw and a win each, it'll come back to ends. So Kerry's probably focusing at this point on winning the end and winning the next end. Because certainly I think early on Kerry won more ends, so and Annalise got 2 or 3 2s and 3s, so ends wise there might not be much in this.
Yeah, and ends are a very important factor in a test match,
Yep.
particularly if the whole thing comes down to a draw as well, because it does go back on the ends as Annalise comes in with her bowl just a fraction short, perfect line. So winning those ends, even if you are out of it, is vitally important.
Is Joy's come back.
It's all swinging to the south.
Oh, here it's all swinging to the south.
Swinging to the south, it's like a pole. Okay, women's pairs. The North lead 16-5 after 11. The women's triples 18-11 to the south after 16. Women's fours 15-5 to the north. Men's pairs 13-7 to the south. Men's triples 14-11 to the south, and men's fours 9-7 to the south. So if it was to, let's assume we're 1-1 at the moment with the singles, and if it carries on the way it is, it's going to be 1, 2, or it could be 4-2. Is that everyone?
Potentially looking at like an 8-4 after the first round, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's potentially a lead to the south going into lunch if it stays the way it is. This men's fours is going to be quite crucial because that could be a swing which could just about square it up, if the North got up.
Another good line here from Kerry. Little touch on the bowl. Oh. Good effort there.
It's a good response from Annalise here.
Yeah, it's a great bowl touching on the side. Kitty's touching that last blue bowl of Annalisa's. Kerry has the bowls out to the side. He's looking to just play a little bit of draw weight onto that bowl and pop the kitty off. Move it towards hers. Just going to hold with that speed on it.
Then let's move into the straight hand. We'll be looking to draw that spot positioned orange. It's pretty good. Okay, still a shot there for Kerry to play through that blue. Either split the blues out or a bit of the shot blue will pop the kitty. Oh, not quite enough. I think Annalise will have a look at that and probably say that'll do me. I'll take the end. Yep.
That's just that.
And she shakes. So that's the end of it. They didn't have that last end on the board, so that is a win to the north. We'll reset. And then we'll bring the men's fours score into it, which I think is 9-7 after 11. MZ. Yep. And we'll take you through to the conclusion of this men's fours game, which looks like it's pretty crucial at the moment because the South have the lead overall, and this would extend the lead to, it's 2 points for a win, right?
2 for a win.
Yep,
correct, yes.
so this would extend it to 4. The score is now right, 9-7. And if the North could get up, it could square it up at lunchtime. No pressure, Shawnee.
He doesn't want you to watch, that's why he's standing in front of the camera. So, discussion going on here between Michael and Simon. Sitting 2 on the head now with the oranges.
Here comes Daniel. Did you get up there, Daniel? You did. You know you did.
Frenchy's shaking his head as he goes past, but...
Just, hey, don't trip over those cords, mate. No.
Yeah.
He's a pest. He's pretty chuffed with his win. It's going to be a terrific second game, Marcus Trillin and Daniel. There'll be plenty of action in there. That'll be your afternoon viewing. Don't worry about that rugby. This is the place to be.
Good call there, David. Good call.
Rugby's locked and loaded.
So still quite a bit of discussion going on between Simon and Michael as to where they want to put this bowl. Sitting 2 on the head at the
So
moment.
what's Sean got there?
Well,
He'd plant that second shot blue to ease that one off. Could he get them both? Don't think
know,
so.
you could get both of them.
It's going to shear off, right?
Yeah, I think it will. I think that's what they're looking at, what they can try and put up there where they can sort of negate losing 1 or 2 of those ones. But
It's going to go right round the outside. Look for that back blue, I think.
Michael's happy with it. Boys are happy with it. It's a great bowl. Another one into the count too by the look of that.
Well, there is a draw option there for Sean, I guess.
Yeah, we just sort of just come in there, so although it is a slightly lazier hand than the forehand.
Either that or he's going to blast through that front blue and then get the follow through. Might be an option for the front orange shot to 2 rolls onto the kitty. Will it go through? They'll be looking at that. I don't think there's anything out this way. That blue, you could blow through that outside orange, and then but you're asking for a lot from your bowl from out there. Yeah, Sean's favouring to punch through.
Yeah, definitely looking that way. No, and knowing Sean as well as you do too, David, you know pretty much what he looks at when it comes to heads like this, and the way he likes to play them.
Yeah, Sean will be, he'll be looking for a movement bowl and action, but he'd definitely prefer a weighted shot, and he's good at them. That's his strength, and that's where his confidence is. So I'm pretty sure he'll be playing that sort of shot. Clearly nothing is completely lined up, so he's gonna blast through this with a lot of weight. Anything could happen here.
Oh, bowl scared it.
One down.
Looks out one down, so
it's not. He'll accept that.
Chipped a couple out there by the look of that.
Yep. That was what you'd call a result bowl.
Correct.
There was nothing really on. I think even if he went down and tried to draw it like Simon did, he probably would have got second shot. So he got the same result.
Yep. So Shane Bell on debut for the South Island.
So that's 10-7, I think. Matthew Foster.
Good use of Shane's bowl.
Matthew Foster from Poverty Bay. Gizzy. Anyone from Gizzy online, Joy?
And Shane Bell just drags that one away from Matt's bowl.
If you're watching from Gizzy, give us a thumbs up or a comment.
I'm sure Mousy and boys will be there. I know Karen Foster's here in the audience.
It's looking good, just looking to build on that head there. So James just pushed that outside orange one through. The lead's moving that kid around a wee bit.
It's probably a score end required here for Sean, I think. They don't want Simon to get too far away. It's James.
And then through the gap, plays a good shot.
Oh, Jimmy. Thanks for stepping in and helping on the commentary, Chris Moffat. All of our regular commentators, because I'm the last resort myself. Uncle Dave doesn't like to be on the mic, but Matt Sides number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 and probably number 5 are all playing today.
No problems, Dave. I guess I'm going to say you're wrong place, wrong time, but that's all good. I'm happy to be here and help out.
Yeah, so for those that have just joined us, this is live streaming of the indoor bowls.
And big drive just there from Alex Reid. Scattered bowls everywhere.
Might have been left with one there. This is the indoor bowls is the sport in New Zealand. And this is the annual fixture of the North Island versus the South Island. We call it a test match, which is quite unusual. It's always been called a test match, but generally test matches are between countries. But in indoor bowls, we've always called this a test. And the North Island team versus the South, the North in the blue and the South in the orange. Throughout the floor, so the bowls and the uniforms. North in the blue. Paul Wright who's got a jacket on. Never seen him play without a jacket on. I think if he played in Fiji, he'd have a jacket on.
Potentially he would, yeah.
So yeah, indoor bowls is the game for those that are watching YouTube for the first time. We had a person from America early on in the year, and the broadcast was asking a few questions. Oh yes, that was good. Good result. Happy with that. Quite an important, the side to that is quite an important fixture because next year, in a biannual test match against Australia, December I think it is, at the AGM. And Michael's nailed that. What a bowl.
Great shot from Michael Lawson there to rest that kitty off of blue bowls and take it away. Makes it a little bit difficult, push it to the side of the mat where that bias is going to come into play. Or the green's going to come into play, sorry.
Yep, so a lot of the players here today will have aspirations, or, I know we've got a lot of the New Zealand players are playing here today, and there'll be other people with aspirations to play for New Zealand. So quite an important weekend, or Saturday for them. Here's Paul playing with weight, looking for a bit of a split, follow through, got the shot clean, which was not the worst. Sean's got an option of easing that front one off from the draw, or shelving off the blue, off the orange. Here's Emsy. Emsy's given us an update. Okay, let's see if it's improved much for the North. Okay, so the women's singles, that's a result, so that's a win to the North. Women's pairs, 23-5 to the North after 14. Women's triples, 21-18 after 18. They were all playing 21 ends, those games. Women's fours, 16-5, so it's some pretty decent wins or losses there, not too many close games. The men's singles went to the South. The men's pairs, 16-8 after 17 to the South. And the triples, men's triples, 15-11. So that's a pretty good score, that one. I thought that would be pretty close, that game. So 15-11 men's triples to the South. So as it stands at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll let you do the math.
God, tell us what that means.
As Sean's unfortunately just a wee bit short on this bowl here, looking to try and get through to the kitty.
We're just getting a political scientist with an analyst to come up with where that means. I think that means that the South is still on track to be 4 points ahead.
Good speed here from Simon. Sit there, it's a good spot.
That's your predictor. It is at the moment, and that excludes them. Okay, so because it's 8 games.
Just push wide with that bowl there, just stayed out a little bit.
So the
couple there for the South.
So the predictor at the moment, at the end of round 1, the predictor's saying it'll be 10-6. 2 points per win. So 10-6 to the South if all games carry on the way they are. And that will be a terrific start for the South. Thanks, Emma.
Actually, might have been more than a couple there, David, by the look at that. I just see the score flip up to 14, so it might have been 4 sitting on that head there, actually. Oof. Hard to tell from where we are. We're a few mats away. So
check that men's score for us.
It did sort of look like 2 or I sitting there, but I do see James Sullivan put up 4 on the board. 7-14, so there's 4 on that last end to the South Island. Makes a big difference.
That stung.
And a great bowl from Shane Bell there, just dragging that kitty through to the box. Bit of confidence now from the South Island boys.
Yep. Yeah, the North, for me, for the first sort of 6 to 8 ends, the North looked to be winning the ends, winning the heads, but Simon, of course, being Simon, kept them in the game, and of course now they've come onto the game and they've extended, which is what skips do. They keep their teams in the game and then they wait for the rest of their team to do their stuff.
They do, yeah. Building nicely here, the South Island team, the head.
So given it's been 20 years, we're thinking 20 years between drinks for the South, we're going to be in for a pretty exciting afternoon and evening.
As you'd hope to be in this clash too, you know, you don't want to blow out, you don't want it to be over before the tea session, so you want it to be sitting there in the balance with everyone having a chance, so let's hope that continues. It's James Sullivan playing 2 for the South Island team, looking to draw the kitty. There's a great bowl from James, just locks those 2 bowls together.
Great shot by the glue. We call him the glue, Chris. We play a lot with James, and Sean, James, myself and Joy playing. We've got a couple of South Island 4s, and we call James the glue.
The glue.
He's right, always in amongst it. And if we're not winning, he always brings team spirit.
Correct. Correct, he does. I've heard him called a lot of things, but never heard him called the glue.
The glue.
There we go. We'll learn something today. No, he's a good lad. He's pretty passionate about bowls. He's heavily involved in bowls too at the association levels. Was in Canterbury, and I'm sure he was up there in the hunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a good bowls man.
Michael's been playing the last few ends pretty bloody well too.
It's been. Yeah, so the South holding a little bit of a sort of cushion here with that head. Paul looking to come in amongst us, break things up a little bit.
Yep.
Corner square's a call from Simon.
So broadcast just coming up 2 hours. So yep, we'll earn our drinks tonight. We're running on the Starlink satellite. No internet at the hall, and the Starlink's has done a superb job for us. Touching wood, Joy. Yep, touching all wood that we've not had any buffering or issues. So here's Paul looking. Oh man, got a little bit of kitty. Geez, that was stuff.
Got something in amongst here now, so it's something for Sean to play to.
Simon's playing pretty confident. You'd just about think he'd up and over on the blue.
Yeah, certainly what he's looking at, isn't it?
Yep.
Sort of indicating that way, just looking to play with a little bit through, and so flip it over a couple of times to take its place.
And look, if he's a touch wide and orange is probably going to
do similar, and it's going to move that.
It'll move that orange around. Oh no, look, actually, I think they've agreed to go the other hand and just draw the box. Well thought out, said Jimmy, which in other words means didn't get what he was after, but we'll make it out like he did. But Simon always gives his bowl a chance, so you get the results when you do that.
It's not too bad to be the only one over there too that's orange as well, so should that kitty move to that gap there?
Yep. Sean will be just looking at maybe square weight onto the front orange. He's playing the other hand. No, he's playing front blue. Front blue split, was it?
Might have been just through the air. Again, that sort of that straighter side that we saw. It seems to be just that side of the floor. The woman had issues with it on their mat, and I've seen that some of the guys have done similar there too. They've sort of blown past the head on a couple of occasions. It's a little straighter than the other hand.
Yep.
And that's obviously been a little bit troublesome for both teams.
Simon looking for here?
On the draw, looking to sit that blue. It's all right there though.
Now what?
He knows what he wants to play because he's straight back down to the
He's
box.
going to go again.
Wide again, same track, exactly the same bowl. Yes, correct, Sean. Exactly the same bowl, unfortunately.
It's just not happening at the moment for him.
Couple of good ends there for the South. See that little
Couple there, do you think?
I think there's 2 or 3 there. There's 2 there. That's a 16-13. 2 good ends from the South. Sort of put a little bit more pressure on the North. 4 to go.
So yeah, just to recap the way things are going, and this was probably the only game that was, well, it's a good close-up joy of Matthew Foster. 4 games carry on the way they are, and it looks like they are. It's going to be 10-6 to the South at lunchtime, which is 5 wins to 3.
Matt's another player who you often don't see without a jacket on.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like there's plenty of room to grow on that jacket he's wearing too, Matthew.
I think when you look at the jacket brigade at the back of this 4s, it sums up the hardiness of the South, right? So you've got the 4s team all in, I guess they'd be in shorts if they were allowed. James certainly would be. Yeah. And then you got the North team in their jackets. Just I don't know, what would it be?
Well, you could say the hardiness, I guess, but then again, you know, other people might say it's something else.
Softness. I know what you're saying.
Softness, yes.
Good shot, Ellie.
Great bowl there by Ellie Wilson.
So, Ellie's under the mountain. He's in Taranaki. He's not prone to the coldness. He's not too worried about that, but yeah, I'd say it'd be about, realistically, about 8 degrees maybe, 8 to 10. There's not a lot of sun in here.
No.
It's about a 12 degree outside, and yeah, it's not freezing cold, but it's
manageable.
It's relative.
And Ellie again, just coming down there.
Gets around that and stops. That's a pretty good effort.
Not a bad effort.
Yep. Michael Lawson, he said I'd be president.
Local Ashburton bowler.
He'd know the floor pretty well.
The floor well enough.
Yep.
And it's a pretty handy bowl there too. So Paul right with that delivery where he looks down the mat as he delivers, whereas most of us will tend to take a look at the bowl or look at something just ahead.
Oh, what a shot. Great shot.
It works well for Paul, so look at that.
That's a very unique Paul Wright. No one else does it.
No.
That's his trademark. Incredibly consistent with it. I think you'd be looking at movement on that front one, won't you?
Pretty much there. So Kitty's not quite touching that blue one by the look of it, so there's a little tap there to those waiting oranges. Don't need to be too boisterous with anything here too. We're really just looking to draw to the head. Sitting with a 9-shot buffer. So Michael looking to do just that.
Reaching weight. Just getting into the front traffic, isn't he?
Yeah. He called it narrow as he let it go.
Yeah, they don't have much choice really. They've got to go again because they need points. to touch his own shot. It's on the count, but Simon's just, I don't know what he's having for lunch, but he's having blue bowls in about 2 minutes. He got down there pretty quick.
Playing with weight through the oranges, takes it off, and it's a great shot.
One blue.
Pushes that kitty back, as David said, when he got down there and knew exactly what he wanted. He was exactly what he was after, and he's hit it pretty well.
The body language indicated, just get out of my way, I know what I'm doing. Very confident.
So it looks to be sitting up against that blue one there.
Yep, so blue holding one. I don't think Simon would be upset about losing one, but Simon doesn't have a lot of risk either. This is it's one of those annoying decisions where you're going, one's probably not going to cut it if we want to win this game, but do we take the end?
So it's a fair bit of traffic there to get through for blues to try and get anything more than the one they've got there at the moment.
Just trying to get something in there. Well, I think Simon's going to have a go at getting the shot here. Tongue's out. See the tongue? When that's out, he's in the zone. He's going for the shot. He's not worried about the board.
Edge off the blue. The guys like it. The guys like it. And sits in
Unfortunately, that will be it. I don't think Sean can get anything out of that other than one shot. Yep.
Yeah, Sean says he's been on 7 for a while, so he's quite happy to move to 8. One more than a north.
Okay, score update. Thank you, Emma. Okay, so women's singles we know has gone to the north. The women's pairs 29-6 to the north. Women's triples 25-11 to the south. Women's fours 17-8 to the north. Men's singles went to the south, one to the south. Men's pairs 16-11 to the south. So that's closed up a little bit. The men's triples, that has closed up. So the men's triples 17-15. 11-25. It hasn't closed up. Okay, so the men's pairs is done. But the men's triples looks like the game that's potentially a swing game now. So Paul Smith is fighting back in that game against Brandon Williams. And it's 17-15. They got 2 to go. We'll keep an eye on that one. Thanks, Emma. So we can see that one over at the back there, Chris, on the camera.
Yeah, 17-15 after 19. That's good enough. Sit that one down, he says. Didn't quite get there, but James won't be too unhappy with that. 3 ends to go in this game. 16-8 to the south. Bit of a commanding position. But it just takes one big end and the north are back into it.
James is apologising for a front shot. But he was trying to reach the bowls at the back, the blues.
Just looking to play their front orange away from there.
Yeah.
3 rolls, he said to Paul.
Kitty into the blues.
Weight's good. Sean's happy.
Yep.
And a great shot. Great shot.
Okay, straight into it. Actually, even encouraging kitty movement.
That's all good.
That's it.
That's a great shot from Michael. Push the bowl into the head. So it looks like on the farm out over there, the women's triples are about to play their last bowl. Linda's taken the end, and Alana and team South Island have taken that game.
Just going a little bit, Paul. Michael trying to back to back on a, yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a good bowl.
That's pretty, 2 good bowls from Michael. So yeah, kick off this afternoon will be 2 o'clock, so tune in again. We'll be taking the men's singles, followed up by the ladies' fours or whatever after that. And yeah, tonight's session 7 o'clock. Geez, that men's triples looks like it'll be a good match. Here's some good players in there too.
There's a fair bit of contemplation going over there between Brandon Williams and Hayden Horns. It's definitely in the balance over there. They've now asked Matt Bassett to come up and have his opinion weighing in there as well. Can't really see the head from here.
Good positive weight. Just looking at shelving in off that one onto the blue. Didn't quite happen, but here's the men's triples. We've got
So the South Island boys in deep conversation there about what it is. I can't really tell where the kitty is, but
so the South are 2 up, 2 to go.
2 to go. Yep. So Sean Blackburn from the North Island looking to pick up a couple in this end. Squeezes it out, unfortunately, and kills. Hard luck, Sean.
Just hasn't
Hasn't
happened.
really gone his way the last
Just
couple
hasn't
of
happened the last sort of half a dozen ends.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And chasing the game a bit.
So another 3 to the south. 2 ends to play.
It's funny how these games can blow out. That was such tight sort of 6-8 ends, and it was just like nothing happening really close, and it's just blown out now.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get 1 or 2 threes, and
okay, men's pairs is finished with the low combination taking it over Alex and Matthew. I guess that's showing the just the experience of playing together. That must help so much.
oh, definitely. I mean, they played together a lot during the season as well too. You know, and they've played very, very well together as a combination in a lot of national and South Island
About
events.
42 titles in pairs.
It's hard to keep track of what they win actually. You know, if they're not winning, they're pretty close to winning. So
Yep.
they're just very, very consistent players. The whole Lowe family, you know, Jan as well. So Jan, Alana, and Susan, Christine Langley there. They've obviously come away quite handily with the win there
Yep.
too in the women's triples.
Yep.
Jimmy wants to put one where he wants to put one. Jimmy wants to put one there.
He clearly was happy about going there. I'll take that and I'll ruin that hand for everybody.
Good on him.
He's shaking his head, so I don't think he meant
He
that.
sees the funny side of it.
Ali forced Ali under, I guess.
He won't be short twice though, Dope.
No.
Yeah, he's still pretty lazy on that hand though, isn't it? It's going to be prove quite two challenging mats for anyone that's playing on these this afternoon. Yeah, Zelly plays with a pretty good weight.
Yeah, they're telling me it's a challenging floor, but I think the North will go away lunchtime and reassess it and go, well, you know, it's not easy, but there's two teams both having to play it. What are we doing? What do we need to change? Because we come out and do the same in the afternoon. This test match is going to be gone by dinner time. It's going to make it really interesting.
And the North are good at that. They're good at sort of going away there, sort of regrouping again and figuring out, you know, what are
history and over years has been behind is not necessarily an issue. No. It's just how you respond to it.
And that's and there have been many of the players in the North Island team that have played on this floor before and played on this floor in test matches. So it's not totally unfamiliar. It's just getting, I guess, refamiliarising yourself with them. But again, you know, it's the same for everyone out there. A lot of the South Islanders haven't played on this very often too. So kind of everyone's in a similar situation. You get a bit of bend on that one there. That's a good ball.
That's a good shot. Yep. Simon reaching through underneath and peeled them both.
So Sean looking to pick a couple up here. A little bit of movement on that kitty. Wee kiss on it.
Meanwhile, the men's triples, the North are now having a look. Could be a 32-minute end.
And
Blue got the end here. Might be again enough.
Blue may have the end there.
Yep. Possible draw on the other hand. I don't know if there's too much risk in that.
I think sort of looking at the way the boys are up there at the moment, they're looking just for these ends, I think.
They are.
As opposed really to trying to salvage the game with two ends, or an end and a bowl to go.
They won't know till about 9 o'clock tonight how important that end is.
Correct. There's a great shot from Sean if it runs.
Just died, so they'll take one for that.
Take one.
And playing their last. So over in the back there, Paul Smith's about to play weighted bowl. He's close. Split it out.
Split one out there. Still
Might be
sits
just
with
one, I
orange
think.
bowl.
So that would be 18-15.
So 18-15 to the south, playing the last end now. And a great bowl from Shane Bell. Drags that kitty to the back of the mat.
Yeah, good weight
And
there,
very
Matthew
good if you
Foster.
say that. Couple of good bowls from Shane, just in the draw line there.
Yeah. nothing too much happening. They're just going through it at the moment. Get to the end, go and have some lunch. So if you've joined us today, it's a overall points, so it's 2 points per win, 1 per draw per match. At the same time, each match is playing for an individual medal, and the individual medal is based on a best of 3. So anyone that wins today, wins this morning, if they win this afternoon, then they get their medal. If it's a win each and a draw, then it goes to Ian's countback. Yep.
It's a great shot from Ellie Wilson. Just nibbles off those oranges, falls in the shot. Holding a couple there, the North Island. James is walking it down. He likes it. James likes it.
Tim Veal playing a bowl up. Eased it off. Holding 2 shots. Can we get the triples?
Get it past all the people, but I'll try again.
Yeah. Yep. The moment if the South holds, I've got a 3-point lead at the moment, playing the last end of the triples. And there's a head in between Sean and Simon. Holding 2 at the moment, the North, but if the South can hold the win there, they're 3 up, but if they can hold the win, they will go into dinner, lunchtime, as 10 points to 6. If the North managed to get up and get a 4 here, it would go square. Quite a big difference, isn't it?
Swings a lot, isn't it? And looking in that respect.
It's a big swing, 1 win. 1 crucial win.
It's a pull right on the forehand. Looking to probably draw around those oranges. Just rolls off the edge of the mat.
So the camera doesn't help Joy, because on top of all of that, you can see now that both teams are starting to congregate around this triples game, because they recognise this is the difference between 10-6 and 8-all.
So the South Island is still looking to win this end, looking just to put a bowl there so it gives some excitement to play to.
Yeah.
And as they should be too. You know, we pointed out the ends are important. It comes back to countback, and also it comes back to those individual medals you're talking about too, David. So although for us in the South, I'm pretty sure that the Test matches, that is what we're wanting as opposed to individual medals. So
after 20 years,
I
don't think there's any question about that.
I don't think so either. Back on the triples mat there now. So Tim Veal just played his bowl through there. Paul seemed happy. Tim didn't seem too happy with it, but still, they've got to get a 4 out of this. Currently looking at 3 as we come back onto the fours mat.
So you can see the 2 teams have basically all camped on this triples game over the back. Here's Brandon. He won't want to leave Paul Smith with a sniff of getting 3 or 4.
See, and that just shows you the importance of that game. So even all the boys in the fours teams are watching that game intently as well. You know? And that's the beauty about this whole Test match setup. Every game counts.
No one's left. Everyone's here. And they all recognise here's Sean. He's trying to win the end. So we'll stay with you until the until that men's triples one's finished, because it's going to slow up the last 2 bowls, and then we will finish the broadcast for the morning and head off and have some lunch, and then we'll see you back here from 2 o'clock this afternoon for round 2, and we'll have a cracker of a men's singles game. Daniel French, Marcus Trillin. That will be a cracker. And the ladies' fours will be next door to that.
Yeah, 2 very good singles players.
Yeah, well, it came down to the last bowl for the first round. I think Marcus had the lead for most of that match, and Daniel showed his class. Well, he's a New Zealand player, and did what he had to do. They're looking at some option here to get a shot out of it. I don't think Simon will be worried about killing it. Can't lose the game. If he kills it, he loses the end. He's going to lose the end anyway.
Nice little follow through.
Yep. So he's got an option there on the outside blue to tap the kitty. Oh,
great shot.
Paul Smith played a cracker.
Triples Matt.
Of course, the other thing we haven't discussed, Chris, is the potential for a draw there. So a draw would make it. What?
If you can just see between the legs that he's popped the kitty out to the side there.
Maybe 2 blue there.
And you can see the blue one just between the leg there too. You can see the blue one that's holding shot. So they're also holding a couple there.
So a draw would be a result for the North. That would close it up.
So Brendan Williams is just playing down that forehand side. It's hanging close to the edge of the mat. He's actually played a great hit the kitty, and he's just rolled his bowl off.
So what is that?
The kitty's still on the mat. Yeah, it's still there. Brandon's bowl touched the kitty and just fell off the mat too. So
from what I can see, there looks to be potentially 2 there.
So Paul needs 3 for the draw, 4 for the win. So he's going to manufacture at least 3 out of this.
So during this time,
so at this stage, Emma's telling me it's just 1 at the moment.
Right.
So he's going to play through to try and remove that orange bowl. There's only 1 orange bowl there, isn't there?
Yeah, from what I can see.
If he gets that right, there's a chance of 4 or 5.
Yeah, if they're lined up and there's that blue-orange hit, then yes, but there is potential there.
Okay, well, this could bring the house down.
So
the fours have given up on their game.
So we're talking about a lot of bowls that you people can't actually see at home.
Here he comes. Didn't move.
That's it.
So that's a win to the south. All right, so as we expected, or we're predicting earlier on, it's a 10 points to 6 lead. So a 4-point lead. Here's the last rights here. Sean's putting in another block, trying to hold the end. Well, thank you, Chris, for Chris Moffat, for joining us with the commentary this morning. And in for an exciting afternoon, eh?
Definitely are. It's good to see a good tight test match. It's good to see the South holding a lead.
10-6. Here's Simon looking for some outside movement. And he killed it, but he didn't really matter. They won't play another end because the end... Oh. The end doesn't count. Points do, I guess.
I think they are going to try and play it well. Look at that. Because the difference is only 7 now, so theoretically you could still get it. But I'm sure the South won't allow that.
All right, well, I think we might call it, because I think this is just playing for the end result, but it won't affect it. So we'll call it at the moment 10 points to 6 after round 1 to the South, and we'll see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon for round 2. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Chris Moffat, Joy, Emma. We'll see you soon.